Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending the third session of the CAAC Learning Project. Today, we are going to learn how to differentiate pure vowels and diphthongs by viewing formant changes. First, I will introduce what the pure vowels and diphthongs are in English. Second, we'll explore the formant patterns of the pure vowels and diphthongs. Finally, I will demonstrate how to understand the visualization of formant changes. As introduced in Session 2, there are 7 short vowels in English, which are I, U, E, A, O. And there are 5 long vowels, I, U, O, A. The short vowels and the long vowels are called pure vowels. The pure vowels remain constant and do not glide during pronunciation. The pronunciation of the pure vowels is very important because pronouncing the diphthongs as pure vowels can result in a learner of English having a foreign accent. In this session, we just focus on the 2 pure vowels, E and A. There are 8 diphthongs in English: ear, u, a, oi, I, o, and ow. The di in diphthongs means 2. In other words, there are 2 vowels in a diphthong. So the diphthongs consist of a movement or glide from one vowel to another. In this session, we'll only focus on a and ow. Now, please pause here and find the words with diphthongs. The words with diphthongs are down, gate, town, and fade. From the IPA symbols highlighted in orange, we can see that down and town include the diphthong ow, and gate and fade include the diphthong a. You may hear a glide from a to u in down and town.
Down,
town,
And there's also a glide from e to I in gate and fade.
gate, fade,
There's no glide for the pure vowel a in town and done.
dawn,
tarn,
And there's also no glide for the pure vowel e in get and fed.
get, fed,
As introduced in Session 2, vowels can be plotted in a 4-sided figure based on the tongue position of pronunciation. Pure vowels do not involve any movement of tongue. Diphthongs involve a movement of tongue from one vowel to another. During the pronunciation of the pure vowel e, the position of pronunciation remains at the mid-front side of the mouth. While pronouncing the diphthong a, the position of pronunciation moves from e at the mid-front side upward and a little bit forward to I. During the pronunciation of the pure vowel a, the position of pronunciation remains at the low backside. While pronouncing the diphthong ow, the position of pronunciation moves from a at the bottom upwards and backwards to u. In acoustic phonetics, formant is an acoustic cue that indicates the pronunciation position of vowels. The movement in pronunciation position of pure vowels and diphthongs can be visualized by the existence of changes in formants. The first formant, we usually call it F1, is inversely related to vowel's height. It means the higher the F1 value is, the lower the pronunciation position is. The second formant, we usually call it F2, is inversely related to the degree of backness of a vowel. So the higher the F2 value is, the more front the pronunciation position is. Take the pure vowel e and the diphthong a for examples. The 0 value is at the upright corner. The F1 value is on the vertical line, and the F2 value is on the horizontal line. The pure vowel e has a middle vowel height. The value of F1 is also in the middle. It has a low degree of vagueness, and inversely, it has a high F2. During pronunciation, there's no change in the position, so there's no change in the formant. Let's have a look at the diphthong A. Remember, the 0 value is at the upright corner. The F1 value is on the vertical line, and the F2 value is on the horizontal line. The first element of the diphthong is e, and the second element is I. During the pronunciation of A, there are changes in vowel height from mid to high, and therefore F1 from mid to low. There's a slight decrease in the degree of vagueness, and so the F2 value becomes slightly higher. So there are formant changes in F1 and F2 during the pronunciation of the diphthong A. For R, it has a low vowel height and inversely a high F1. It has a high degree of vagueness and inversely a low F2. The pronunciation position remains low and back, so there's no formant change. For ow, there are changes in both dimensions. The first element of ow is a. It is located at the low and front corner. The second element is u. It is at the high back corner. Therefore, the vowel height from a to u changes from low to high, and inversely, the F1 value changes from high to low. The degree of vagueness changes from low to high. It means the pronunciation position moves from front to back, and inversely, the F2 value changes from high to low. So there are formant changes in the diphthong ow. Now we know there are formant changes in the pronunciation of diphthongs, and there are no formant changes in the pronunciation of pure vowels. The next thing we are going to learn is how to visualize and determine the formant changes. Take done with a pure vowel ah, for instance. This picture shows the visualized feedback you will get in the training session later. As usual, you can see 3 parts generated by the software Pratt. The first one is the waveform at the top, the spectrogram in the middle, and the letters and IPA at the bottom. As usual, we don't have to understand all of the information they deliver. We just need to understand the key acoustic cue. In this session, the key acoustic cue is formant change. So the first thing we should know is where to find the formants. In the spectrogram, you may see 2 horizontal layers of lines formed by continuous dots. Actually, the dots indicate the values of formants over time. The first layer of dots show the values of F1, and the second layer of dots shows the value of F2. To show you the trends of F1 and F2 clearly, we highlighted them in purple and blue, respectively. We can see that there's no obvious change in the purple dots and the blue dots. So the vowel in done is indeed a pure vowel ah. What about diphthongs? There is the visualized feedback of formant changes for the diphthong ow in down. And we can see that the 2 layers of lines are entangled together in the middle. But we may still distinguish the first layer at the bottom from the second layer at the top. As usual, the F1 dots are highlighted in purple, and the F2 dots are highlighted in blue, so you can view them much more easily. As mentioned, for the diphthong ow, values of both F1 and F2 change from high to low. In this visualized feedback, we can see that both purple and blue lines are falling from the beginning of the diphthong to the end. It means there are downward formant changes in pronunciation. So the vowel in down in this reading is definitely a diphthong. That's all for session 3. Thank you for watching. Please go ahead and complete the tasks to practice what you learned today.